Number 1088, the most powerful video in world history, is here. It's all about solution peace is global peace with the single solution of eVOTE.one. The investor return is billions and trillions of dollars. Pay attention, my people, when you finally understand who you are and who is slave trading you around the world. It's the Antichrist and the extraterrestrials that everyone's been all so worried about and concerned about. It's all 100% true. Watch and go public to our world leaders today. There's no time for delay or excuses because of what has already been happening for the last centuries. That's number 1088 from God and his business partner, Keith Duncan. This is the most famous video ever produced and put out to the world for them to simply take action. It's the only requirement by God's original 10 commandments. The only thing to cause the new revolution, the new world, is eVOTE.one number 3. As we vote to teach the leaders the next best project that benefits others first, and then our communities. It's right there. It's all about no one can ever deny any of your rights again. It uses blockchain, really not necessary. It's a utopia free of crime. No more taxes, criminal investigations, no more appointed officials. And we will forever rid our world of the corrupt underground network of executives that run these mega corporations, and will also have the legal right to vote out any false religious leaders. That's what Jesus Christ did when he overturned the tables, because he showed that they were graft and backpocketing, and they were the ones who crucified him. Now we'll have Robert D. Rose crucified as an example to all the other final terrorists. Number 3 is the most critical. Direct democracy post-election now will proceed to the rest of the most true reality stories, as we are the number 1 storytellers of the world. Solution Peace is 100% about direct democracy system free of crime. Only thing required is to take action, to use the solutions below. The 3 subsets use solution 5 steps, which is a simple solution that anyone must use to solve any nano to God's view macro problem. The final stock market, bitcoins, and profit shareholders is a new system. We have automatic video. 5 steps. Use and follow solution 5 steps. So unbelievably simple, it's called mind mapping in secular and non-secular terms, and all the ramifications of that. Bitcoins is a new single international currency that destroys all currency exchanges. Foreign-X gets rid of all the Bitcoins, which are always a scam. We have warned the entire world. It's based on blockchain. It ensures that all the transactions are open, viewable by public. The final stock market effectively replaces and bypasses all stock markets. Quite easy to see the value behind that. As the website comes up, we'll flip over to the number 1 database in the world called Freedom of Information Act World Database. Automatic face recognition. Instant background check ensures who is who, and automatically does an integrity rating. With a single international ID, we don't need 5G anymore. It does have a purpose, by the way. We're going to own the internet. Free fiber optic cable, which is the true connection link between who is who. We've offered to sell off trillions of dollars of intellectual property for the last 11 years. Actually longer. These are the automatic videos that play. We'll go back to the stock market for a second and see that this stock market prevents all crashes. These are the automatic play videos that describe the true reality of today's society. It is a plan of total salvation, free world ministries for the entire world. Now, let's go to profit shareholders. Actually, here's the stock market part. This was the stock market. Prevents all stock market crashes by restoring by value and benefit to the stockholders and the employees. They now vote on who their executives are and how much assets, stock options, are going to be permitted to our executives. Totally levels the playing field. Now we become an all small business ownership community.
Welcome to your universal show, the New World Society
shareholders,
of BuiltByKeith.com.
A little bit of overview background. We'll turn off the audio here and show that these are the answers. The shareholders vote new bypass laws on who their executives are and the package of total compensation. We vote on the delay between the buy and sell order and when it's actually executed at the future high or low price. Might be 3 minutes, 3 days, 3 months, might be 3 years, depending upon. Any company that doesn't use this, you will shut the company down and kick the executives out the door where they belong, because the employees now collectively vote on the benefit packages of themselves. They control the expenses. And we'll forward again, solutionhousing.org truly prevents all poverty forever around the world. World School Fund. Here, our company, with our massive intellectual property, will pay for all fiber optic network that we own the communications. It's really the only requirement this entire time, should have happened 40 years ago, to finally eliminate the ability for anyone to control our data. Smart, remote, even grid level fiber optic communications prevents infiltration from the other methods. And the real answer is here. Our young adults now replace all government and corporate executives in one short generation, as they now freely travel the world as foreign exchange students. All education will be free, from kindergartners all the way up to any university PhD. They become our new world leaders because they haven't been corrupted by the money. It's always about the money, and this is unocracy, which is the final solution, including, we'll go to Christ's domain, cooperative religion groups, regardless of your theology. Too many of the pastors are saying, oh, just wait for God to take action. Oh, just wait for him to send another messianic messenger like Jesus Christ. He sent Keith Duncan. We're in search for all the other apostles this entire time. Really, really, really hard to find them. For SolutionManifesto is really the only thing to protect your rights. No person's rights can be infringed without due process of law. For there is the answer, including the #1 world terrorist, Robert DeRose, who is the Antichrist for the last, I think he's now April 1st, 1971. He's now 48 years old. About the time I was starting my ministry full time. So the answer is really right here. It is, of course, eVOTE.one is part of it. It drives absolutely everything. We Democratic vote on the next project. No more Democrats, no more Republicans, no more party control. We tell them what to do. If they don't do it, we kick the hell out of them. We kick them out of office, including straight into jail. And the key persons to contact are right here, ceospace.net. We've even featured them for the last, since February 2011. And they haven't responded, just like the IRS, the FBI, the Attorney General, the military, Interpol. Yes, no one has responded because they're deathly afraid of losing their jobs. Well, it's already happened. one legally binding enforced agreement between all of our people. My people are your people. Have you figured that out yet? And it's all based upon the original Constitution covenant of 10 simple commandments. And if they are not enforced, there's your restitution to victims, and Rose will be crucified as an example to everyone else to reverse the eye for eye situation. And the last part is the Human God International Bill of Rights that's already been ratified by God and delivered so many times. Easy to read. We'll try to keep this short because the attention span of our people are only tied to where's the money? And here's where the money is. SolutionSafeWater.org. Here's Gloria Reyes. Anyone can call my expanding teams. It's the only solution. 100% green mining, free energy and water, no more flooding, no more disasters of economic, man-made, or God-permitted, I'll use that word carefully, that benefits trillions of dollars of cascading value with the very simple use, and we need to call Lino Diamante, he's prominently featured. He's the pipe and pumps guy from Philippines. He's trying to do the same thing, but he keeps using the word I rather than we. You'll know what that means. We even met Department of Energy, CUSA, just yesterday. Anyone can call that number. It's a 0917-659-0409. Everyone particularly must call the following people that we have already been canvassing and talking to direct visits to: Congress, presidents, governors, mayors, barangay captains, and particularly the street people. It's the most powerful street ministry in the world, and it all boils down to this. Water pumps that are turned into turbines are actually called pump storage, but you really only need to go one way with a small turbine. Here, anyone can build that, all the way up to megawatts and gigawatts of power. These are all examples of how a simple use of existing technology is the most powerful green renewable energy resource as we now go all digital, all electric society. It's always been that simple to see. For this is the last keynote. I will force a quit here. We'll go over to this. For the grand finale of all time, there it is, eVOTE.one. We the people vote on the next best project that benefits others in our community. That's it. No one's rights can ever be denied again. This is the most famous teaching, not preaching, of all time. It was finished 11 years ago when the Antichrist rose, ordered my murder, my martyrdom, based upon this. We now have a new legacy heritage of who is who owns trades what's, no secrets, and bridging the gap is through the force of our mutual Creator with the help of the most humble servant leader, world leader, built by Keith. Zero crime, and the answer is right there. All the leaders are highly paid advisors once and forever to get rid of the slave trading poverty that we've already addressed years ago. No more paper chase. No more paper with an all-digital society means no crimes can be committed because we deposit all the financial transactions, because they really are all financial, into a single international database. Need we go on? Oh, yes, we must. The only requirements is that no person's rights can ever be denied without due process of law, SolutionManifesto. And the law is really not even required. Act with the authority to fearlessly protect the rights of all others. And the most critical message that we learned from CEOspace.net and NSA, National Speakers Association, who do you know to share? So this will finally use the power of the internet to go viral social media, where all we really need is to love and care for each other. And there's the final diagram that's world famous on how to migrate very, very wealthy people like Elon Musk and Bill Gates and the super rich who want to come to the Garden of Eden here in the Philippines based upon this one database. It's an all-digital utopia. Can't use any more powerful word than utopia because all the citizen decisions are stored here, and temporarily we'll store the election results in a single open public database that nobody can hack. We've already created that 40 years ago with the original blockchain solution. Ask us how. We'll be glad to describe anything. And the real answer, Duterte, Trump, press must be directly contacted now. Should have happened September 26, 2011, when we went to the USA military, Langley, on the most historical trip of all, to show the world how the military now becomes 100% peacekeepers. And the wah-wah cha-cha factor is the talk, dance, and the true root of corruption. It's called gossip. The ability to tell lies and cover up by confessing the true reality. Where's the money? Where's the money going? Because indeed, Jesus Christ spoke about money 222 times. Count them, but you don't need to. We already have. From years ago at Peachtree Corners Baptist Church, Norcross, Georgia, who's always held that. And here's the true answer. I've revealed everything about myself, my entire life, and why my mission on behalf of God and for God is for the people. A single international ID, the country you're born in, a birthday, and your unique number as you enter the system. Plus 100 means you're 100% trusted. Everyone can do business with you safely, because if your value goes to 0, you're an unknown ghost. If you're minus 99, you will be put on death row, starting with the final terrorist. And the very, very briefest is all about cybercrime. It's all about cybercrime, the ability to control and manage your data and your information. There is no privacy. Anyone who demands privacy is obviously covering something up. Where are the other angel philanthropists that we've been contacting? So hard to get past them because they're so busy saving the world on one single advocacy. Elon Musk, particularly in Bill Gates, will love to contact us. And here, it's never been a pipe dream, as we now know who is who owns what, who trades what. And it's based upon this initial pipe system. Bad input goes in, you throw out the reject the bad solutions, you use an exception handling for things you haven't anticipated, and you have clean, honest output results. It's how every factory is ever produced, particularly the robotic factories that eliminate the need for factory workers and call centers and shipping industry. We've already covered all of that previously. And it really goes down to a single QR scan code. You reveal with a single scan code your medical, a different one for travel, a different one for your banking, a different one for your transactions. You control the information in one open public database. Freedom Open Information Act finally revealed that should have happened decades ago. And of course, every person controls their own content. You grant private-public access right. Any criminal is exposed only by their own evidence, or the absence of evidence also convicts criminals. So simple to see. The proliferation of local and mobile app access that we've been doing for now, basically 43 years. Automatic real-time language translations, now speaking in tongues, is reality as we do automatic translation. Then everything else is right there. There's the database again. There's the benefits. Legal transfer of trillions of dollars. Who wants a piece of the action? To buy, sell in the next world society. Another repeat. That's why it's so critical to pause and review. And here it all boils down to this, which is a combination of answers, singular answers required to bring us into a singularity world of artificial intelligence that we control the computers. Open public source means nobody can hack any computer system. There's the number one crimes everyone can see and agree. And there's the top crime profits right there in front of your very face. And I'll describe very briefly how anyone can cybercrime anybody. You simply pay off someone inside the computer center, get a backdoor access with a Trojan horse software, even snake, literally snake like a serpent, a fiber optic cable or a Cat5 internet cable out the back door, and now you forever have access to billions and trillions and megatrillion dollars worth of information like Agile Law does, claiming they're legal. How come no one's found Alexander Cyclone Covey, and the attorney of AgileLaw.com in Atlanta? He's the prime antichrist, kissing cousin of Robert D. Rose. Now, very, very briefly, there's the cost justifications. No more election costs, no more campaign contributions, no more lobbyist buy-offs, and the corruption disappears all at one time. Everyone knows when you cut the snake off of one corrupt person, another corrupt person pops up in their place because of the money that's involved. The funding. We don't even need $1 million. All we need is a press conference by the world leaders. Contact the top world leaders, as we've already done, and host press conferences. The investor return is 1% of all crime assets seized using eVOTE.one, and 1 share of common stock or more. There's your value, $100, which is the best buy in the world to fund our emerging crusader ambassador groups, who are indeed few, but actually there's millions of us. We just haven't had the ability to freely communicate. They've been blocked by the Antichrist. Why we can't communicate freely and run our own lives and our own communities by protecting the rights of others first. There's your payback. All at one time, one screen required. We're all now on the same page after all this time, which is why it's so critically important to use the universal stabilizer technology, common sense, and biblical integrity principles of Built by Keith. So simple. And here we have end all poverty for obvious and clear reasons. And the takeaway, which has always been there for years, centuries, is to contact the decision makers, which we already have. So many times it's sickening to imagine that everybody's so busy press conferences and covering their assets with emphasis on ass, ASS, and ET. The ETs, the extraterrestrials, are the ones who are controlling our world. They're the Antichrist that were sent by the devil from hell. Now we return them to hell by commanding all world leaders host press conferences. How difficult can that possibly be? Stay tuned. We have nothing else left to say. It's finished. The call to action is right there. Support and fund our World Crusader teams, and you participate in the world's most powerful transfer of assets back to our people, which is why we call it total reform and world unification. And people, in case somebody, we don't care who, objects to the words of plans of salvation and total world reform. Well, it's all there anyway. Who cares? We care. And there's the breakdown of the individual solutions, usually with a set of 3, using 5 steps. There's your 5 steps again for the final time. And with a $10 million bounty on his head, he will be crucified as an example to the rest of the world. Fair eye for an eye. There's the direct democracy. You can find that with so much ease. Simply click. And here's the problem. I was murder for hire, true real-life conspiracies based upon my house was robbed, and yet I was kidnapped and robbed of $40,000, and then it got really, really bad because that was dismissed. Every judge, lawyer, my family members knew it was dismissed. Therefore, why did Cobb County, Georgia, issue another restraining order? Because it was a setup the whole time. Murder for hire conspiracies. Robert Rose wanted me dead because he's deathly afraid of the military and the common citizen simply walking up to him, putting him in handcuffs, and leading him into the local police station on live TV, of course, to make sure that his family is protected. Wow. The rest anyone can understand that the worst cybercrime terrorist attacks against you are caused by SolutionManifesto. I got an incoming call. There's my fortune that was taken. Intellectual damage of billions and trillions of dollars stolen from my there. Never been able to recover it because the insurance companies and the police are in cahoots with each other. More than sufficient. We now answer our phone and complete the world's mission for God Himself. Welcome to the most powerful show built by Keith. This is the basis for the world's Reformation unification. It's under SolutionPeace.com. 5 steps to solve any problem. Micro is all about love others as God's ultimate golden commandment. Read the verses and see that it solves the basic problems of predatory greed and all the hypocrites, particularly the bigots and racists, the naysayers, and also the super terrorists, thefinalterrorist.com. Oh, we'll back up one to finish. This is some of the basic results there. And the last slide is contact our teams today. Number 1087, universal in nature, as we now come into unification and reform for our entire world. Welcome to your universal show, BuiltByKeith.com. Back at Christ Commission Fellowship, barely missed Peter Tonche, who we have his home phone number. We've been asking to speak with him for 2 years now, including Pope Francis and all world leaders, so we can finally bring all the world leaders together to teach them about SolutionPeace.com, because apparently no one else can. They're all in political warfare, fighting for each other. This is a very minor walkthrough. We'll make this a short one. Indeed, I've been working for Jesus Christ and God and humanity for now 11.11 years, actually more, my entire life. That's what I was born for. My purpose is to reform and unify the entire world with my Apostle Crusader teams, in conjunction help with every single mega developer, mega world leader, including corporate executives. Why have the angel philanthropists not called us back? Because we've been visiting their offices and proclaiming that everybody benefits. When we finally get rid of all the crime networks around the world with the simple use of eVOTE.one, number 3 is the most critical. Should be number 1, but that's fine. FOIA.ONE, Solution Military, SolutionManifesto, Solution Peace. And it all starts with free communication so we can communicate freely, and we own the internet. And free education for the entire world, which is exactly what's behind me. When, and rather who, do you know to put us in touch with Trump, Putin, Duterte, and all the other world leaders? That's been the original request, most humbly submitted 11 years ago. If you simply look at BuiltByKeith.com, history of your reality and how to unify the world once and forever. Shortest video we've ever broadcast, more than sufficient.